What's up, you badasses? Let's talk about luggage. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hammerhand, the MGTOW monk, back at you one more again. Yo, man. Yo. You know, when I was a kid growing up, we were kind of stuck on, daytime TV. Not soap operas and shit like that, but, like game shows. I wouldn't say that I loved them, but some of them were iconic. Like The Price is Right. Bob Barker would come out there and he'd have that long, skinny Gene Rayburn microphone, and he'd be like, let's find out what the fuck we're gonna give away today. We're giving away all kinds of shit. Hey, hoes, go model something. And then them stage models would jump back and they'd wheel something out, or some big wall would turn around, and here we go today, luggage. I could never understand, with all of the prettying up, with all of the hype that went into this multiple piece, this multiple count set of luggage, and then the fucking price. It was exorbitant. When these people are talking about $1,500, Bob. I'm like, no, it's just luggage. What the fuck are you? There's no way that could be right. And invariably somebody would bid $10, right? Or $1. And that goddamn luggage is like $1,200, $1,300. And I'm like, but it's just luggage. It's just, you put shit in it and take it somewhere. How in the fuck can it be that much? Then I started thinking about single mothers. It's just a single mother. How the fuck can it cost that much? But she does. What does she come with? One child? 2 children? 3 children if you're especially lucky. Did all them kids have the same dad? Were they all fathered by the same person? Probably not. How much is she into the state for? Is she committing tax fraud? Is she lying on her W-2s when she files income tax? How much of a credit is she getting? Not only is she getting your ass when you're dumb enough to sign up for the deal, but she's also getting you again, because guess what, man? You're a net taxpayer. Women as a whole, as a species, are net tax consumers. So that piece of luggage that you signed up to be with is getting your ass coming and going. But it's cool, though, because you're getting a little bit of that octopi hole. Oh, baby. Luggage. Perhaps that's a bit dehumanizing. Maybe Hammerhand should back up on it. No. Oh, I did not have sexual relations with that woman. My man RPM was talking about a validation motive in his last video, and I have to agree. 100% I have to agree. Boys and young men are growing up hamstrung. They're growing up crippled. They're growing up emotionally bankrupt, spiritually bankrupt. I see it in my own son. And there will be news on that front down the road here, but I'll get to that one later. I see this in my own son, in my own kid. You know, you can be in a house full of people and still be alone. Just because somebody's there doesn't mean that they're going to take the time or put the effort in to be interested in you or anything that you say or do, because they're still completely consumed by what it is that they want and what they want to do, and they have ignored their responsibilities in life. This is the textbook single mother. Now, I'm not going to say all single mother. Damn, I can't believe that guy just did that. See, normally they pull out in front of me. This guy pulled out behind me and almost wiped out 2 fucking cars. Jesus Christ. God, these people, man. Fuck these people. But, yeah, that's your textbook single mother. By and large, right? Now, are there some single mothers out there that put in the work, that dedicated themselves to their children and their responsibilities? Yes, I know some. But all you have to do is look at the statistics, look at the way that they take money, look at how they fleece men, and then you understand straight away it's the large majority of them. Jesus Christ, boy. God damn. You know, if there was anything to help me convince myself to move out of a state, it would be the drivers in this fucking state. They are just awful. But yeah, luggage. Luggage. What do you have when you buy a set of luggage? What attracts you to the luggage? It might be the accessories. It might be the accoutrements. But it's the overall package that attracts you, that entices you to spend $1,300, $4,000 on shit that just sits there and looks pretty. If you're lucky, most of these women, and this happened with my first wife. Now, my first wife wasn't a model, you know. She was. I thought that she was a reasonably decent person. I was very wrong. I was very wrong. She was not. I thought that she was a decent chick. No. She did look good, though. Right? She had a nice little body on her. She was tight. But what happened about 6 months after we were married is that we started going to the store and she started buying pants that were bigger. And then I noticed a year after I married her, she packed on 40 fucking pounds. It's bad news, brother. Bad news. She put that shit on and she stayed that way. That's luggage. At least luggage isn't gonna go in the closet and fucking steal food and eat and swell up. You know how it is, man. There's a lot of similarities between the Price is Right showcase luggage and the modern single mother. Now, I have no doubt in my mind that should a woman come across this, she'll be infuriated. She'll be very upset. I did everything for my kid. Oh, you're a misogynist. You piece of shit. How dare you talk about women? You hear what I just said? Women, not me. How dare you talk about me? No, she didn't say that because I wasn't talking about her. She chose to be offended on behalf of all women, even the shitty ones, of which they are plentiful. Yes, gentlemen. Yes, gentlemen. The parallels between a brand new set of luggage and your eyeballs falling all over a brand new opportunity in the form of a single mother are stunning. There's a lot. There's a lot of them. A lot of parallels there. Excuse me. Club him! He's got corona! Walked in the post office today to check my post office box, and there was some guy actually living out of his fucking car. He walks in without a mask. And he starts mumbling under his breath, that's a nice mask. Nice mask. And I'm like, what the fuck? You got some fucking balls. Sorry about that, gents. Wiping a notification off the screen. Life is funny. Life is funny. People are funny. You know, RPM kind of walked into that alpha beta paradigm as it pertains to whites and blacks, and he's not wrong. He's not wrong. The new paradigm that is emerging is almost a non-starter. The new paradigm, or the new way of thinking, isn't so much about alpha and beta anymore, unless you're still a PUA or you're in game or you're trying to promote yourself and your chosen field above others. Unless you're trying to dangle a bunch of shit in front of some woman to show her how much you can provide for her, which you have no intention of doing, by and large. The new paradigm, the new way of thinking is very simple. What is a real alpha? I said this years ago, and I got laughed at. I got scoffed at. What is the real paradigm? What is the new alpha? The new alpha is the man that takes stock of the changing winds. That's the new alpha. It doesn't matter if you're a $105. It doesn't matter if you're 500 pounds. It doesn't matter if you're 6'6" or if you're 5'6". If you're protecting yourself against usury, you are the new alpha. If you are turning your back on that biology, if you're getting control of your biology, you are the new alpha. There's simply no way around it. That's one of the reasons why you as a MGTOW man, as a legit, real red pillar, as a monk, that's why you get so much fucking hate. Because you figured out how to do something that all of these other people can't do. So they swim around in that blue pill haze, trying to figure out how you got there. They're mad at you. They're upset with you. You know how liberating it is to see somebody that a few years ago you would have just died for. You would have loved to have had a piece of that. Right? And now you can just walk by it, and it's no different than a fence post. It's no different than this wallet down here. It's no different than this cup of water. I get more out of this cup of water than I do trying to scope for bitches anymore. You see, and a lot of effort went into that. And I'm going to tell you something that will, pardon the term, flatten the curve, that will accelerate your learning process and your ability to accept this stuff down the road, is to just see the nature of men and women and how they interact with one another and children today. It's horrific. It's horrific. Excuse me. Weather starts changing out here. Get a little bit lungy. You got that high respiratory phlegm. So yeah, gentlemen, this one's running a little bit long, but I figured, I listened to RPM's video, and I had been mulling these thoughts around in my head, so I figured, what the fuck, I'll make a video about it. And well, there it is. Luggage. Luggage is what you really have when you start messing around with any female today, especially a female whose top you can kind of unzip, and then a couple of kids fall out of it. Now, that's no disrespect to the kids. I don't wish any disdain on children. It's not the fault of these children that their parents were fucking morons, you see, or that their parents thought that there would be no price to pay for having children and trying to rear kids in this world. That's unfortunate, because there's always a price to pay, whether you realize it or not. I'm almost at the job, so I'm going to bug out. You guys have yourselves a wonderful day, and remember, gents, pick your luggage carefully. In my case, I've just got a bug out bag. I don't use luggage.